Hello and welcome to ONTV News. I'm Meg Peters. Did you know that there are over 1,500 kids within the Lake Orion community that are in the free or reduced school lunch program? Many of these students get very little to eat over the weekend and often come to school on Monday morning hungry. But a group of parents, educators, and business leaders are working together to make sure these students have enough to eat over the weekend. Every Wednesday at 3:30, volunteers meet at the Cirque building to pack bags with enough food to get a hungry child through the weekend. The program is called Blessings in a Backpack and is part of a national program. The program started 3 years ago with 2 schools, which equaled 48 backpacks. Today, every Lake Orion elementary school and middle school takes part in the program. Volunteers now fill 261 cinch sacks with items such as tuna, soup, oatmeal, juice, and raisins, the equivalent of 6 healthy meals per student.
They have to sign up for it, so a letter gets sent home from the principal, and typically it's from the free and reduced lunch program. They get the letters, and the parents actually have to sign up and say, yes, we would like a backpack for the weekend.
The food is provided by Meijer at cost. Every 4 weeks, volunteers travel to Meijer to restock. Blessings in a Backpack is looking for volunteers and donations to help keep the program going.
Of course, we're always looking for people to donate, but it's been such a great hit in the community. It's such a great give back. People are just absolutely flooding us with financial means, and we love it. We need it, and we continue to need this because we're going to do this for years. But we're also looking for parents of each school who helps us out when it comes to packing and sending home the food to the kids. Of course, we're always looking for people like today, where again, I get about 10 people every single week to help us pack the backpacks and get the food prepared. The leadership team at the Lake Orion High School comes in every Tuesday to prepare all the food. They've been fantastic. And then I get volunteers from the community every week on Wednesday, and everybody wants to sign up quick because they know that spots fill up pretty quick because it's a great give back in our community. It's fantastic.
If you would like to donate money or time, visit the website blessingsinabacpacklakeorion.org or like their Facebook page for news and updates. Fire Prevention Week this year was from October 5th through October 11th. Fire departments and communities across Oakland County held open houses, demonstrations, and free family fun events. ONTV's Monica Nowak has this report.
On Friday, October 10th, Rochester Fire and Emergency Services Department hosted an emergency vehicle display and demonstration. This year's theme was Smoke Alarms Save Lives, Test Yours Every Month. New this year was a live fire demonstration where people were able to see how quickly a living room can burn and the benefits of residential fire sprinklers. Children had the opportunity to practice escaping from a simulated fire in the fire safety house and experience the thrill of fire trucks and ambulances.
Education. It gives us an opportunity to let the kids see the trucks. It allows us time to spend with the children and the families and tell them about fire safety, exit drills in your home, smoke detectors, and things like that. One thing we try to tell kids is have a meeting place. So if you have a fire in your house, get out of your house, have a meeting place such as a mailbox or across the street, and then call 911. But never hesitate to call 911. Even if you see smoke, smell what could be smoke, you need to give us a call and let us come make that determination before it's too late.
Parents and kids were able to hold the fire hose, get in the driver's seat, try on boots and jackets the firefighters wear, and even ask questions to the real live firefighters and police. The fire department provides a variety of public education, safety programs, and building inspections. The event also had a 1985 battalion chief car and a 1971 ambulance car. The owner of the ambulance was present during the event and explained what children could learn from the cars.
They see the difference in equipment. I have all the equipment I used back in the day that's in this car. It has a Life Pack 4, which is about a 60-pound piece of equipment. It has a thumper. It's a CPR machine. And that was made here in Michigan in 1962, and it's still made today. I have the biophone to call the hospital. I have oxygen. I have mask pants. I have all the things that were used and in service from the time period. It's in this car.
Plenty of family, friends, and parents gathered today at the fire demonstration here in Rochester, and I'm actually sitting in a 1971 Cadillac ambulance. And what I learned today, that in case of an emergency, you really should stop, drop, and roll. In Rochester, I'm Monica Nowak for ONTV News.
Thanks, Monica. Halloween is just days away and spooky events are kicking into high gear. Orion Township helped little ones get into the spirit by hosting the 7th annual Boo Bash. Orion Township's Boo Bash started in 2008 in Friendship Park. In 2011, it moved to the Orion Center not too long after it opened its doors to the public. On Friday, October 17th, 100 children in colorful costumes attended the sold-out event. Inside, families enjoyed cider and donuts and children created spooky crafts. There were games outside in the parking lot, and families were encouraged to board a hayride for a short trip to the pumpkin patch.
We see a lot of families that come back year after year for this event. They love it. Oh, I love doing special events. I love getting a chance to see my events and actually see the kids and the looks on the parents' faces when they participate in something that I've gone through the effort of planning. It's great.
On Friday, October 24th, the Friends of the Orion Center will be hosting a Ghosts and Goblins Gala. The Halloween-themed fundraiser features George Sinnott's Night Lights Jazz Combo, dinner and dancing. All proceeds support seniors at the Orion Center. For more information, contact Lori Peters, 248-693-2977. Area families had another opportunity for some good old-fashioned Halloween fun on Friday night at the Wildwood Amphitheater in Orion Township. ONTV's Brittany Werner summoned her courage and ventured into Grimm and Wilde's wood.
It's that time of year again when the spooky season is in. And Oakland County has yet another inexpensive event for families to enjoy right in the Lake Orion neighborhood. This one is called Grimm and Wilde. It's a fun event for all ages to enjoy that's happening every Friday this month except for Halloween night. The creative director, Amy, talks about the layout for this event and how it got started.
It's a fundraiser for the Lake Orion Band Boosters. We are open Fridays, every Friday in October except for Halloween, and we're staffed completely by band parents and band kids. The props are all based on last year's marching band show, which was called The Kindling. It was based on a ghost story, and so we built an entire cemetery with gigantic gates. The gates stretch, I think they're 12 feet high. The very first zone features the cemetery from the show, and we filled it with our color guard, who are specialists in dancing. We figured once the lights went out, the colorful tambourines would be really attractive for young kids. We wanted to feature the front ensemble of the marching band, and so that went into Bone Zone. We gave them all kinds of instruments that sound like skeletons, as if they were playing on their own rib cage. Choir, when they fill in, are singing ghost stories type songs.
I also spoke with Dawn Preby, the logistics manager, who gave us an overview of this event and what we should expect for next year's Grimm and Wilde.
This is our first year. We've planned to be back every year, so I hope it's something that families can look forward to coming to every year. We've tried to combine all of the things that you love about fall. We have a hayride and obviously the haunted house. Yates is here from Lake Orion selling cider and donuts. We have pumpkins available in the pumpkin patch. Just all of your favorite things about fall combined into one event. It's nothing scary. It's spooky, but there's no gore, no blood, no guts. It's just a great opportunity for families to come out and enjoy everything they love about Halloween and not be afraid. Next year is our new venture. We will have a teen trail. It'll be a little bit more of a fear factor for kids to come out, older kids to come out and enjoy everything that they love about Halloween. There's a really nice bridge off in Civic Center Park that has yet to be seen by anyone in the public. It's a buried hidden treasure, we'll say, and teens can come and expect to get a little more of a scare next year. So the teen trail will be open, and we're excited to invite the older kids to come out and play.
With so many great things to get involved in on a spooky night, this is definitely a fun event that all ages can enjoy, and most importantly, it is here to stay. Now that's Grimm and Wilde.
Thanks, Brittany. If you missed the event on October 17th, you still have one more chance to enjoy some Halloween fun. Grimm and Wilde's Wood will take place on Friday, October 24th, starting at 6 p.m. Admission is $8. Children under 5 pay $2, and children under 2 are admitted free. Visit the Grimm and Wilde's Wood page on Facebook for more information. One of the main objectives here at ONTV is to get the community involved with the services we provide. In addition to classes and workshops, ONTV hosts events throughout the year. Recently, ONTV hosted its first film challenge and festival, and the response was overwhelming. The film challenge kicked off on Friday, October 2nd. 10 teams arrived at the ONTV studio to take part in the challenge. The teams were assigned a special prop, location, and a random line of dialogue that had to be included in the finished film.
What's in the bag and why are you hiding it here?
The deadline to submit the finished film was Wednesday, October 8th. A panel of 3 judges viewed each entry and awarded points for creativity, sound, and editing, among other criteria. All teams, their friends, and family members were invited to attend the Wildwood Film Festival at the Oxford 7 Theatre. The 77-seat auditorium was filled to capacity at showtime. The event also acted as a fundraiser for SOS, a high school group that helps teens in crisis. Voluntary donations raised almost $300 for the organization. After all the films were shown, the winners were announced. Named Best Film by the judges was Duty to Act, produced by the team known as Caught Ya Lookin'. The film examined the responsibility of an individual to act when witnessing a crime in progress. You can view all the entries by visiting OrionONTV.org and scrolling down to the Wildwood Film Festival link. The film challenge was such a success that organizers are considering hosting the event twice per year. If you'd like to get involved with ONTV, visit our website or give us a call at 248-393-1060. It's always great news when a new business opens its doors in the Orion area, but it's even better news when a vacancy gets filled in downtown Lake Orion. ONTV's Joe Johnson was on hand when the Chamber of Commerce welcomed a new business into the heart of the village.
On Tuesday, October 14th, representatives of the Orion Area Chamber of Commerce gathered at Green Hippo Gifts, a brand new business that fills a vacancy right at Lake Orion's main intersection of Flint and Broadway.
Well, we are the one-stop gift shop, so you should be able to find a gift for anybody on your list, whether it's a child, adult, whatever they're into, you should be able to find something here. We support local artists, so we have a lot of Michigan artists, the woman that did our logos from Grand Rapids, and we have a lot of her products in the store. We have a lot of products that are just, that say Lake Orion on them, so Lake Orion Pride. We have glasses and mugs and that kind of thing.
The gift shop opened its doors on October 1st to get involved with the popular Babes on Broadway event that took place on October 2nd. Owners Ned and Jennifer Meyer moved to Lake Orion 3 years ago and have made a career teaching in the Waterford School District. They told us that owning their own business is a dream come true.
Yeah, we've had nothing but positive feedback from people. They really wanted another gift shop in this location, and we know because we are local, we wanted a place that was open later, so at night when you're going to dinner, you can wander around and come in, so we're trying to fill that void. So we're staying open a little bit later, past dinner time, so.
It's an honor for us to, this was something that a couple months ago we weren't even thinking about, and now that we've put in the hard work, it's come true, and people in the community are embracing us, our families here supporting us, and so it's really important that all these people have come together to, celebrate this day for us, and that we can be also now part of the Lake Orion community.
Immediately following the ribbon-cutting ceremony, another brief ceremony took place in the pouring rain. Lake Orion DDA Director Suzanne Perot assembled representatives from the Friends of the Paint Creek Trail and CJ's Lakeside Grill to dedicate a new bike corral on Flint Street.
Obviously, this bike corral is sort of a new, unique thing that's popping up in downtowns, and we could not have done it without the Friends of the Paint Creek Trail and CJ's. You guys helped get this thing in here, and it's cool, creative, unique. It's going to get used, and I just think it's going to be a great addition to our downtown. So thank you to everyone involved, and we're looking forward to the Paint Creek Crawl next summer. We'll be utilizing this, so thank you to all involved.
In downtown Lake Orion, this is Joe Johnson reporting for ONTV News.
Thanks, Joe. We now turn our attention to local sports. Here's Kevin McCormick with a weekly sports roundup.
Thanks, Megan. Welcome to the weekly sports roundup. I'm Kevin McCormick. It's been a disappointing season for the Lake Orion High School varsity football team, but on Friday, October 17th, they had a chance to salvage their season and steal a win from last year's Division I champions. The Dragons welcomed in the Clarkston Wolves for the final of only 3 home games this season. The Wolves entered the match atop the OAA Red with a perfect 6-0 divisional record and a 7-0 record overall. The Dragons were in the middle of the pack with a 4-2 record in the Red and an overall record of 4-3. Lake Orion got things rolling early when Matt Krause ripped off a 62-yard touchdown run with only 1:45 off the clock. Krause ran through a giant hole up the middle, turned on the burners all the way to the end zone. The Dragons took an early 7-0 lead. Clarkston responded quickly, however, scoring on their next drive. The Wolves took advantage of great starting field position after returning the kickoff deep into Lake Orion territory and gaining an extra 15 yards on a late hit penalty. Junior running back Nolan Erickson tied things up at 7 apiece with a 1-yard touchdown run. Clarkston would score again on their next drive on a DJ Zazula touchdown pass to senior Austin Egler from 4 yards out. The Wolves dominated the rest of the game, scoring again with 7 minutes, 46 seconds remaining in the first half, this time on a 1-yard run from Centrich Williams, and again just before the first half ended on a 7-yard run by Zazula. Clarkston took a 28-7 lead into halftime. Erickson would get into the end zone again from 1 yard out in the third quarter, putting the Wolves ahead 35-7. Zazula would cap off the scoring with a 69-yard touchdown pass to Egler on the last play of the third quarter. Clarkston put up 42 unanswered points, burying the Dragons 42-7. With the win, Clarkston won their 3rd straight league title and beat Lake Orion for a 4th straight year. The Wolves improved to 8-0 overall and 7-0 in the Red. Lake Orion, however, falls to 4-4 and is in danger of not making the playoffs for the first time since the year 2000. The Dragons finished the season at Rochester Adams for the annual OAA crossover game. All they can do now is hope a win against the 4-4 Highlanders will give them enough points to continue into the postseason. In other Dragon news, the Lake Orion Lady Dragons volleyball team won their conference match against Stony Creek by a score of 3-0 on Tuesday, October 7th. This game was an important one for Nicole Weiner and Hannah Murdoch as they were honored for senior night with the rest of their teammates donning their names on the back of their warm-up jerseys. Murdoch, who brought her A game, had several kills and helped put the Dragons in the early lead. The first game ended with Lake Orion beating Stony Creek 25-23. It wasn't until the second match when the Dragons really turned things up. Murdoch set the tone, opening the second game with an impressive kill. Lake Orion dominated, winning Game 2 25-10. The Dragons continued their dominance early in Game 3, but this time Stony Creek fought back. It wouldn't be enough, however, as Lake Orion took the final game 25-19, sweeping the Cougars in 3. The Dragons are gearing up for the volleyball district tournament on November 3rd. Lake Orion High School is hosting the tournament. We'll bring you results from the districts on our next newscast. Did you know that rattlesnakes can be found in Michigan? A local nonprofit organization held a 5K run and walk to promote efforts to preserve the habitat for the eastern Massasauga rattlesnake, one of Michigan's rarest reptiles. ONTV's Monica Nowak has more on this report.
On October 5th, Michigan Nature Association hosted their first rattlesnake 5K run walk. This nonprofit organization's mission is to protect rare, threatened, and endangered species in Michigan. This 5K will promote efforts to preserve habitat for the eastern Massasauga rattlesnake, a species of special concern in Michigan. There were a number of people present and ready to compete in the 5K race, but also families who were looking to walk on a fall day, joining friends, family, and learning a little bit about the rattlesnake.
You know, the rattlesnake is just something that I think a lot of people aren't aware exists in Michigan. I mean, if you were to ask somebody on the street, did you know that Michigan had a rattlesnake that was native to our state, I think most people would say no. And the problem that generates is if people aren't aware of it, then they don't particularly care, and they're not going to be as cognizant of the need to protect Michigan's remaining natural areas. We're in a landscape right now, northern Oakland County, that over the last 15 to 20 years has seen tremendous growth and an expansion of homes and communities into northern Oakland County. Many people like it up here because of the quality of life, kind of the closeness to nature. But as we do that, we really need to be aware of the impact that we have on the landscape and the need to set aside some of these particularly environmentally sensitive areas that provide habitat for species like the Massasauga rattlesnake.
During the event, participants received a Rattlesnake Run t-shirt and enjoyed cider and donuts from the Paint Creek Cider Mill. Once everyone was finishing up the race, medals were awarded for those who placed with the lowest time in each age group. A conservation scientist was also present during the event and gave people the opportunity to know more about the snake, how to keep it safe, but also to keep people safe at the same time. She explains how unique this snake is in Michigan and how easily it can be mistaken.
These are different materials that we've developed to tell people about the Massasauga, to help people understand. One of the things that we try to let people know is that there are Massasaugas in Michigan. There are also, that's the only venomous snake we have in the state. And then all the other snakes in the state are not venomous, so they're totally harmless. But there are some species of snakes that look like rattlesnakes that often get mistaken for rattlesnakes, like the northern water snake and the hognose snake and the fox snake and the milk snake. And so a lot of times people will think they're rattlesnakes and then end up killing them because they're concerned that maybe they're rattlesnakes then. So we feel like if people have information and know that there are other snakes in the state and know more about Massasaugas and how to properly recognize and identify them, then that will help to keep them safe and also hopefully help them get interested in trying to protect the species and its habitat.
It's been a great turnout and great weather today at the Rattlesnake 5K, and I'm actually standing right here on one of the trails where the runners run. And if you missed this event, you can visit their website. In Rochester, I'm Monica Nowak, ONTV News.
Thanks, Monica. That's all for this edition of the Dragon Weekly Sports Roundup. You can submit your team scores by emailing ontv@orionontv.org. Now, back to you, Megan.
Thanks, Kevin. That's it for this edition of ONTV News. On behalf of the entire crew, I'm Megan Peters. Thanks for watching.